As they decorated the menus, the sounds of Chef Eric chopping and whisking and the soft simmering of the soup pot filled the room like music. Basically, the story arc is that Kalamata is in her kitchen. She's looking for something to do. Sometimes she's a little irritated that she's not being fed right now. Sometimes she's just, dreaming of doing something exciting.
So today we have with us Sarah Thomas, the co-founder and also the author of book Kalamata's Kitchen, a book that makes every kid get in to try new food. So welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about Kalamata's Kitchen. How was the idea of Kalamata's Kitchen born?
Well, the idea of Kalamata's Kitchen actually came to my business partner first. He wanted to find a way to connect his young son to the things that he really loves. My business partner, Derek, really loves travel, he really loves food, and he was looking for something to get his kid into that as well. And he realized that there just wasn't a way for his kid to organically love the things that Derek did. And he thought, if there's a character that exists to teach kids about everything else, why isn't there a character to teach kids about food and culture and inclusion? And so he actually came up with the idea of Kalamata and Kalamata's Kitchen. And after he had that idea for the brand, he came to me with the idea. And he was like, do you think you could create this character? Do you think you could write stories? Do you think you could flesh her out? And I said, absolutely. I loved the idea. It really resonated with me on a personal level very quickly. And that's how she was born.
So how many books are there in the series, and how would you suggest parents to introduce these books to the kids?
Well, they're available currently through Amazon. Since you're in India, it might be a little easier to get there. If you're in the States, you can get them on our website. But honestly, when kids see Kalamata and see her, especially her stuffed alligator pal al dente, kids just sort of are drawn to her. She's cute, she's fun, she's a little mischievous. Al dente is very mischievous. The characters are there for kids to love them.
And what kind of cuisines do you touch upon in this series?
Well, we're going to try and touch upon every cuisine that we can.
Okay.
So we focus on each story is about a memory from a chef's childhood. So far, we've had 3 different chefs, all extremely talented, accomplished people with really rich food backgrounds themselves. They all remember cooking and eating and smelling and tasting things as children. And so Kalamata goes on these adventures with each chef from based on a childhood memory. In this one, it's obviously French because Chef Ripert is French. But in our first book with Ilma Lopez, she makes a merengada cake based on a recipe from her Venezuelan grandmother. And in the second, we have Chef Trevor Hooper, who grew up in Maine, and they visit a very traditional American Maine apple orchard. So it's very much personally inspired by the people that we interview. There's always a recipe in the back of the book inspired by the adventure that they go on. We always have a cooking word and then different words that are introduced in the book, and then the recipe based on whatever they cook in the book. But basically the story arc is that Kalamata is in her kitchen. She's looking for something to do. Sometimes she's a little irritated that she's not being fed right now. Sometimes she's just, dreaming of doing something exciting. And one of her friends comes to visit. We call them the professional taste buds. So it'll be a grown-up taste bud that comes to visit. In this case, it's Chef Eric Ripert. He comes to visit with his son Adrian, who in the book, he's older than Kalamata, but in the book we made him a little younger. And together, they come up with an idea to go on an adventure. And Kalamata believes that her kitchen table is magical. And so whenever she gets an idea that she wants to travel somewhere, she wants to eat something, she gets everybody to go under the kitchen table, and in her imagination, they go off on these adventures together.
Is it easy or difficult for the kids to understand what they consume every day and to introduce them to new flavors and cuisines? How difficult is this?
As adults, I think we forget how different and foreign and strange everything can be when you're a child. We grow out of that at some point. We lose wonder, we lose a lot of the things the way that children see the world. This is an attempt to get back to the way children actually digest information, which is through stories, which is through characters. And so I'm not a parent myself. I can only speak for how I've seen other children interact with this and the reaction that I've heard from their parents. But it seems to me that a lot of the things that exist in the kid and food space are lessons or ways to get parents to trick their kid into eating vegetables or introduce this or that. And for me, it's like, why trick a kid into eating a vegetable if you can just get them excited about it through something that they already love? So we're not promising, right? I can't promise that like your kid's gonna love broccoli, or your kid is gonna definitely love eating salad all the time, or I can't make any promises like that. Introducing food through a character this way is just another tool in a parent's arsenal. Every parent has like tools that they need, that they draw on to get their kids to eat, and hopefully to eat healthy food. This is just another way for parents to try and do that. So everybody in our community, we call them our taste buds. The professional chefs are called the professional taste buds. The events are really fun. They're tasting events. So basically we make passports for kids. We make them VIP badges. And when they show up, whether it's in a market or a restaurant or wherever we're holding the event, we let them know that they are the center, the event is about them. They are the VIPs, the stars of the show. And we give them these passports, and they go on a tasting adventure. So they stop at different stations. Sometimes we have different chefs setting up different bites in restaurants. Sometimes we do it in markets where there's already restaurants established there, and they'll have one bite that is the Kalamata approved bite. And the kid goes, they take the passport. If they try it, and especially if they try it twice, we ask everybody to try everything twice, they get a stamp in their passport. And so you see this like hesitation at first of a kid's like, oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know if I want to taste it. And then you tell them they're gonna get a stamp afterwards, and they're like, it's worth it, I'll try it. And more often than not, the parents are more skeptical than the kid, right? The parents will go, oh, he's never had that, he won't try this. But one taste is all it takes. You know, you don't have to like everything, but if you do like it from the one, you're gonna take a second. Or if you're a little unsure, I find that kids also take a second bite. So we're just getting kids to realize that through those events, that trying it is an adventure. Adventures are fun.
So let's talk about you.
Okay.
So you did Masters in English Renaissance Literature, and then postbac medicine. And how did you finally end up in restaurant industry?
You know, I've been studying for so many years, and I love school. I mean, I love studying. And I think I just needed a little bit of a break from like complete academic rigor all the time. And all of my jobs previously had been involved with teaching, and like I needed to do something just different. I always loved food. And I got it into my head that I thought I'd be a great bartender. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go be a bartender. There was no more thought to it than that. And I started working in a really nice restaurant in Pittsburgh. And I just, slowly I just realized I was spending more and more time studying things for the restaurant than I was anything for my post-bac. I think at a certain point it just sort of clicked that like I just really enjoyed being in that scenario. I enjoyed being behind a bar. I enjoyed being the one to curate experiences. The restaurant that I worked at was really nice, so they, had coursed out meals, and it was on me to not only make drinks for people, but to serve it, to talk about the food, to pair wines with it. And I just enjoyed making that experience for people. And so at a certain point I had to pick, right? Like I couldn't do both forever. And I started studying for the sommelier exams, specifically for wine. I realized that was just as academic as anything that I'd studied before, and I just had to do it.
So you were born and brought up in US.
Yes.
But you have some Kerala connection and all that. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are both really great cooks. My mom, both of them are from Kerala, and many of my earliest memories are actually food related, because I think, as you know, our food smells awesome. Our house always smelled really good. People could smell mom cooking like several houses down the street. They always knew when she was cooking. And I really have strong memories of that. The roasting of spices, the grinding of spices, the frying of spices, they all smell different at different stages of the cooking. And Kerala cuisine is so layered because of those different steps. And I remember always being able to or always wanting to be able to pick out the different stages of where what was going on with the food and what was going on with the spices as she was cooking them. So, I mean, specific things, I like everything she makes. So, but the beef fry is my comfort food. I love her egg curry. I love everything, honestly. Appam and stew, everything.
Nice.
Yeah, but when I'm in Kerala, my favorite thing to eat is kalashap food. Curry mean, the chamin, and this, all of it. I love that stuff. The spicier, the better.
So, what are your future plans? I mean, can we expect more books in this series, or an altogether a new series?
No, I want to. If I could just write about Kalamata every day for the rest of my life, I would. Definitely more books. You know, I don't know exactly which direction the brand at large will go. We're thinking about developing media properties. We'd love to see it animated. There's so many possibilities for it. In the meantime, I want to keep putting out stories.
So, I have a game for you.
Okay.
A small game. So, I'm going to test your food IQ.
Oh boy.
Just few questions, okay? First, here are the names of some Indian spices in Malayalam. Can you guess the English word? Grambu.
Good and embarrassing. No. I don't know what that one is.
Okay. It's good for your teeth.
It's good for your teeth.
Yeah, it's black in color.
I literally have no idea.
It's cloves.
That's cloves. Okay, great. Yeah. That's a word that I've never heard before.
Yeah, the next word is patta. We call it karwa patta.
Oh, I learned that one this morning. Okay. That's cinnamon.
Oh, nice. Then elika, elakaya or elika.
I know that one. That's cardamom.
Jeeragam, jeera
is cumin.
Yeah, nice. Manjan.
Turmeric?
Yeah, perfect.
I remember that one because of color.
Jadikya
is nutmeg.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh my God, that was kind of harrowing.
That's nice.
I'm lucky because we grew all this stuff at on my grandparents' property.
Okay.
So at least some of those, it would have been really bad if I didn't know Jadikya.
That's wonderful. It was really nice talking to you, you know.
Likewise.
So all the best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is really great.
Thank you.
Very welcome.